megaphone?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, everybody's going to be using the microphone.
All right, let me know when you're ready.
Yeah, they gotta get the
Welcome to DeKalb, Illinois, where we are about to hold a trial of Goldman Sachs. Goldman Sachs stands accused of being international financial terrorists. Today we are going to hear from the defense attorney, the prosecuting attorney, and the 99% to find out if Goldman Sachs is in fact guilty as charged. Let's begin the trial.
Goldman Sachs, you have been charged with financial crimes against humanity. This includes artificially inflating food and commodities prices, which have starved millions of people to death, committed fraud against the Americans, resulting in the loss of 401ks and pensions, which people have worked their whole careers for years, and causing a global financial meltdown for profit. How do you plead? Not guilty.
Goldman Sachs, is it true that you received more subsidies and bailout funds than any other investment bank?
Yes, that's true.
Is it true that you have used billions of taxpayer money for your own enrichment and to enrich and reward your senior executives?
Yes, but what you have to understand, our executives worked hard into the night, making sure that this global meltdown happens so we can make a profit off of it.
Goldman Sachs, in 2009, you gave executives $18 billion in bonuses. In 2010, you gave executives $16 billion in bonuses. And in 2011, during the worst financial crisis that America has ever seen, your executives received $10 billion in bonuses. How can you explain this?
Capitalism. We can do whatever we want. We are the power. We have the money. Who are you to say that we can't do that?
Goldman Sachs, is it true that you received $13 to $14 trillion of financial flow into your investment firm and bank through the Federal Reserve under the Bush and Obama administrations?
Yes, it is. We were given that money to distribute throughout the country to smaller banks so that we could help them. In fact, we gave $5,000 to a small credit union in Lower East Manhattan in New York, but upon finding out that they were supporting the Occupy movement, we demanded that they give us back our $5,000 or we would sue them for millions, perhaps billions.
Objection not relevant. Goldman Sachs, your commodities, which is the world's food market, are the most heavily traded in the world and are artificially inflated. As a result of you artificially inflating commodities, poor families around the world have starved to death, and food prices have skyrocketed since 2009. How do you explain this?
Well, if poor people can't afford food, they have nobody to blame except themselves.
Goldman Sachs, you have politicians on your bankroll. Exactly who have you bankrolled that are in the highest offices of the United States?
Well, we have bankroll politicians on both parties, but we gave Obama $1 million during his 2008 campaign.
In the year 2000, Goldman Sachs, did you have a part in lobbying against the Commodity Futures Modernization Act? Did you want to have this act removed so that it would remove all oversight and outside control?
Well, we feel like we should be able to regulate ourselves, and who are you to say that we can't?
Is it true that in 2008, Goldman Sachs received cheap loans, FDIC debt guarantees, TARP money, and became a bank holding company in order to receive money directly from the Federal Reserve?
It's true, we did that in the dark of night so that nobody would know.
Is it true that Goldman Sachs receives money at near 0% interest rates from the Federal Reserve and then buys U.S. Treasury bonds with that money at almost 8% interest, thereby defrauding the American people?
That is true, but it is all part of our part in trying to stop the financial crisis.
Goldman Sachs, what role did you play in the current bankruptcy of the nation of Greece?
Well, when Greece wanted to join the European Union in the year 2001, we told them they had to have a certain amount of capital. We told them that we could give them loans in which return they could hide as currency exchanges so they could spend beyond their means, thus them helping to crash the whole financial system in Europe.
Goldman Sachs, did you mislead investors who sunk their 401ks, pension, and mutual funds into derivatives which you bet against? Goldman Sachs, did you bet against your own clients because you knew you were going to screw them over?
That's capitalism, baby.
But this behavior was prohibited in 1933 after the crash of 1929. And for violating this law, Goldman Sachs only paid $55 million, which is equal to
4 days profit.
This money went to the court. Did you pay this money in order to avoid going to the court?
Yes, we did. In 2010, we went in front of the Securities and Exchange Commission. Knowingly, we did not admit any wrongdoing, but we paid $550 million, so we would not go to trial.
And finally, Goldman Sachs, on April 27, 2010, your CEO, Lloyd Blankfein, told the House Senate subcommittee, quote, "We didn't have a massive short against the housing markets, and we certainly did not bet against our clients." Was this a flat-out lie?
No.
And CEO Blankfein, how much money do you make per day?
$250,000.
The prosecution rests.
Defense, what is your argument?
Although I am the defense attorney for Goldman Sachs, I cannot defend Goldman Sachs. Woo!
Does the prosecution rest? Does the defense rest? 99%. What is your verdict? Guilty as charged.
Yay!
99%. What is your punishment? Sentence to death.
Die, Goldman Sachs!
Die, Goldman Sachs.